And we're back into nets.
Yes, with
Uh,
Forsaken Throne session 7, 8,
seven, seven,
7,
seven,
well,
Something.
seven,
Session
7
something.
session something. We have
seven.
been playing for 2 months now. Hello.
Hello.
And I'll do the recap because I don't talk enough as it is. Um,
No,
It's
it's because you
true.
held us up.
Yeah, god damn it.
It's your punishment.
I think
Actually,
it's a dice.
the roll.
Actually, it's a dice roll, but that might be karma. But you know.
Yeah, karma. Digital
clearly
karma.
it is. Did you did you karma?
Digital karma.
All right. So what happened last time? Well, we took control last time. Basically, it was like, oh, we could do a street war, and it'll be like a struggle between the resistance and the corrupt mayor. But then Malachi was like, I kind of know where he is gonna be at a certain point, and I can probably smuggle you in. We should probably just kill him. And everyone was like, yeah, we probably, yeah, why not? So we assaulted the Lord Mayor in his basement
Yes.
and took him out with a little backstabbing help from Mr. Moonseer, who helped us, the court wizard. Uh, and after that had taken place, we took him into his vault, where it was discovered that the vault was guarded by some horrific, like golem-like cat creatures with magical powers, who only serve the true, like the
The
truly
Empress.
chosen lord of the district.
Yeah.
And since the lord had been deposed, they served no one. So we forced the lord into the vault, uh, and him and Laurel was teleported away to see the empress herself briefly. And the empress was like, "Well, you, Serene, can go and die in a corner somewhere, and you, Laurel, now serves me, body and soul." And Laurel basically fell to his knees and just
Begged
begged
for
for
mercy. Yeah.
begged for mercy, basically. And when he came back, it was like ashen and be like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, what have we
Yeah.
done?"
Yeah, and now he's
Um,
way out of his depth.
yes, and now we are running the district because that's apparently what the Empress wanted.
Apparently.
And yeah, we're not the best lords, I guess. Laurel is doing all the work while the rest of us are just, I don't know,
Well, Riff's been busy.
eating all the potatoes, I guess.
Riff's
I,
been busy. She's
to
been
be
crafting.
honest, I think we should rename the district Pear District because it looks like a pear.
Pear District.
Pear
I
District.
think there's a lot of paperwork involved in that, and to be honest,
But
paperwork sucks.
currently,
The
the NSA is running the district.
Yep.
We have a council with Laurel as the mayor, and everyone else on very important and yet to be specified positions on the council. Currently, Raphael has been out and about. He went a stint to Southside to catch
Oh,
up on
wait,
some
wait, wait,
old
wait.
friends.
That is true, and actually, we'd probably put that up before then. Yeah, yeah. So we went to Southside.
The order doesn't matter. What order it's
Yeah.
game time.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
went to Southside, sought out some old friends and acquaintances from the Silver Crows, the mercenary company that Raphael owes a debt, if you know what I'm saying. He
Mm.
basically said, "Hello, my name is Raphael Differenzi. You killed my father. Prepare to die." And and we resumed killing them. And besides that, he has been on a shopping spree, buying fantastic clothing,
Yeah.
and he's now more dashing and fabulous than ever before. And basically that's what I did in the month's downtime. And now someone else can continue while I update my token.
In that case, with the extras, Manikai did something only him and DDS know.
Only tell your own backstory. Only tell your own.
All right, okay. Riff.
Only tell what you want to say about what happened.
Okay. Riff discovered that Madame Scarlet was dead in her house. Very bad stuff happened. Bollard hit the altar of ice that powered ice elementals that had no master, so we're roaming the district, which is pretty bad. So we got Bollard to try and smash it. That didn't end too well. So I decided to acid splash it to death from distance, and that didn't go very well at all. And with a lucky heal check of 25 from our lovely Zoe, she saved Riff from deafness. And icicles in the ear, which is fantastic. But that's about it for Riff's stuffs.
What happened to Bollard?
Ballard had a very exciting day.
What did you do of the entire month? What was
The
I
entire month, he spent a lot of time with Laurel, writing up some papers, and he spent a few days.
Quick question. One
yeah,
question though. Does Bollard write with bacon or a pen?
a pen,
Oh,
like a regular person.
oh okay. All right.
He prefers simply to eat bacon.
Do continue.
Yeah, and then so what exactly happened? Yes, for several days. Well, essentially, one day a guard came to get me from my home or something. I don't remember exactly where he came to get me from,
Temporary
but
office.
yes, temporary office, that works. And he said that there's something that I should see, and so he brought me to the prison. And in the prison, into the solitary confinement cells, were dead guards, mysteriously murdered. And if you remember, there was a convicted serial murderer in the third and final solitary confinement cell, and the murders of the guards exactly matched her description, or the description of how she murdered people when she was on the loose. So Bollard was like very suspicious, and so we had to get to the bottom of this case, right? It somehow slipped our minds to notice for the first day or two that she had like broken her bonds in the cell. We just didn't pay attention. She was like moving all around her cell illegally, essentially.
Yeah, we didn't notice that until like the third day.
Uh-huh. But we being Ballard, Ritherland, and Zoe, um, went on a little murder investigation spree, essentially. And so we used Zoe's like touch of truth. I think it's like a spell, touch of truth telling. I think the spell is called, to get her to tell the truth to us, which we succeeded at. And we managed to get out the information that she had a brother, well, multiple brothers, but we got the location of one of them. Essentially, he was in the surviving refugee camp. So we went there and we found him, and he attacked us because he's one of those guys that it's like, oh, they're looking for me, I must be in trouble, murder! And then we brought him down, and we brought him into the prison, where he promptly headbutted Zoe. And so Ballard and this guy had like a minute's long headbutt contest where it ended with Ballard knocking him out, and then when he woke up, he was mildly cooperative. Mildly being like the loosest sense of the word, because he really still didn't cooperate very well. Then we learned that he had another brother who was meant to be arriving that day, essentially. He was in the refugee camp to wait for him. And so we decided to seek him out. We decided to see if we could find him. But then the next day, there was another dead guard in a cell. And Ballard had the idea to look back through the visitor logs to see if this was when we discovered that the bonds were broken, right?
Yes.
So we decided to check back through the visitor logs to see if any visitors came to see her on the day that the first two dark guards were found dead. And there was. And it was just a man who signed in with only his first name and not his last name. So we were like, oh, his name is similar to the other two, so they gotta be related, right? This is totally obvious. And so we set up an ambush. And no, before that, we had the terrible idea of trying to let out the one murderess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The terrible idea of letting out the one murderess, and she like tried to kick our ass, but we knocked her out.
It was
after a brief
was
struggle.
tough. Yeah.
It was tough, yeah. And we got her back in, and then
You set the trap.
This is getting really long-winded, huh? And then we set an ambush for the guy. We knocked him out. Ballard got shitloads of strength damage. Or strength, like, it was a poison, so it's gone now, I think.
Yeah.
And then we captured him, and the murders ceased, and it was great.
Yeah, happy days.
And that was it, and I'm not going to let this run on any longer, so who's next?
I don't know if Zoe wants to say hers, but then that'd be it.
I can go.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Oh God, this is new for us.
Well, Laurel, with a new ring, no longer needing to sleep or eat or drink. Still visits home sometimes to, sit alone in front of the little shrine he has there. Keeping the spirit of the house company. One night, this spirit in such a way manifested in front of him and asked him to do something for it, and a favor or something to help it in return for it having tried to keep his family safe during the years. He, of course, agreed to this, and were told to find the urn of the spirit's ashes that had been stolen by grave robbers. Hard men with hard, uncaring hands, clad in steel. Men that he will try to find. Although not really saying much to anyone or putting a big priority, it is certainly on his mind. That's the short version.
Okay.
In that case, did Zoe do anything in particular?
Well, besides helping everyone in the... Yeah. She
I
was
think everyone with everything.
Yeah, she was contacted by the same lady as Raphael was, and was given a letter that was from House Carlian, and it showed that Zoe's stepmom has hired, first of all, has withdrawn a lot of money from Zoe's father's bank, and Zoe found out that Zoe's father is out of town for 2 months. And she found out that she used all that money on hiring mercenaries called the Black Arrow and giving money to the people who made the fungus. And she met up with this other noble called Edward Serendale, who asked if she could look into it, find out why her stepmother is hiring these mercenaries. And he also told her that Zoe's stepmom has been seen with the House Orlane, the house that had those crates we found with poison in. And Zoe agreed, and she was given 2 gifts, a necklace, plus 2 natural armor, very pretty necklace, silver, and very old vintage wine, worth 500 gold pieces, with a healing thing.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So with that, a month has passed since Lawrence become mayor. Some changes have happened to the district.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few, in fact. Laws have been changed. Parameters have been changed. Taxes have been lowered. Announcements were made.
Has Lord made any official announcements to the district except the ones when he took power?
Well, from time to time, yeah. Like, for example, that taxes are now lowered to this amount to give, respite and help people get back on their feet. Also, Dark, which part of the city is sort of one that has been dilapidated and sort of ruined and useless? I'm thinking maybe down by the some of these houses here. I believe some of them collapsed completely.
There are a few over here which has collapsed.
Uh-huh.
There's also this strip here.
Yeah, but that's kind of far away from now.
Those 2 bits are the bits which you know the most have been quite a bit dilapidated.
Because
this section and this section.
Then in this section, then, that is where we shall build the new prison work areas. The prisoner work halls. An additional enlarged prison with the capabilities of prisoners to work in there. without having a chance of escaping, basically. And quite a few funds have been made, and people who don't have a job but still need money to live can always be hired to currently work on building it at a low salary, but it's a salary enough to, live for.
How very generous of our new mayor.
To ensure that nobody needs to turn to crime to survive. Later, of course, hopefully the prisoners can begin becoming a profit. Because we have a lot of them, so.
Yeah.
So with that, now the month has passed. Now would be an appropriate time normally for the council to have a meeting.
Well, let's go.
We could have a meeting.
To the meeting!
It'd be appropriate. Where would you like to do this? Would you like to do it inside, like, the old meeting room of the basement?
We have
Or
a
is it
meeting
Zoe's
room.
house?
We have our meeting room in Zoe's house, yeah.
You can do it either place.
Sure, we can go there. I mean,
think-
we don't really have an official one yet because, the building where they used to have them is, like, smashed. Sure.
Well, we prepared this one. Might as well use it.
Yeah.
In that case, you guys can copy your tokens probably your newest version of your tokens onto the player locations map.
I believe I already did
done
that. Apart from Nairi, which I need to go sort out.
There's a special chat for Laurel.
Also have the mage dude come in. If it's like an official meeting, he's here too.
Oh God.
Moon's
Okay.
here.
Okay, Marlon Moonsteer. Anyone else in particular?
Oh, hang on, quickly before we start, I forgot to mention, this is a little important. Ballard has new armor.
Can you delete that Nairi, DDS?
A lot of people have new stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying it's for the stream mainly. It's like really new armor.
What does it look like?
It's
Just saying, Riff.
it's
Just saying,
a
Halldamir, you can delete Naira yourself, you know.
I can't.
You click it and press delete.
I don't have permission.
Why?
Because I
if you
think...
knew why, he'd
No
probably
ownership.
fix it.
Yeah.
It's the same Naira as before. So unless you've changed your name on here.
I don't know.
It is
Halfway.
It is a. It's a breastplate, so it's. It's more of a plate armor. Than the scale mail that he had on before, and it's made of a shining whitish armor. That some people who are more familiar with arms and armor will know as mithril. And it shimmers magically, meaning it's +1.
So he also has the new armor on. It's a mithril chain shirt. It's white.
Probably not the best to go through everyone's equipment changes because everyone bought new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying his Ballard is like the melee guy who was known for having a shitty AC.
Well, so he has a very pretty mithril chain shirt on.
Yes, is there anyone else in particular you want called to the meeting?
Give me a second. So the idea here is that people see Laurel become the new mayor, and suddenly all his friends have like shiny shit all over them.
Apart from Riff.
Some people feel like they weren't on the list. Yeah.
Riff
Well,
doesn't.
we should invite Sebastian.
Okay, one Sebastian coming right up.
Big deal.
Yeah.
We don't really know who, or we don't really need necessarily give people special things that they do. Also, the scribe. Bring the scribe too. We have someone have to transcribe the meetings, right?
Okay, one sec. I need to find him.
Our little telltale. Should Sagai Drac be brought in? Or will he just like scream, "God damn it! I can't approve of this, but damn, you get the job done."
I think we should bring him in. He's one of the good
Sagai
guys.
Drac, get in here.
Okay, one sec. Okay, that'll be fine.
Anyone else you guys would like to invite? The baker's daughter. What's her name?
Baker's daughter.
It's not the baker's daughter. Her
It's-
last name is Baker.
Oh well, Little Miss Baker. I don't really.
No, she's not part of it. She's
Is
just a
it?
friend.
Right.
Mother Elena, did we?
Mother Elena, sure. Well, if asked, would she appreciate being on such a council?
She appreciates the offer, but she said she'd rather not be part of politics.
You and me both, sister.
Raphael can leave.
I
He's
don't know.
happy. Come on, everyone's looking.
Go ahead then. Hmm?
Also, should we send an invitation to Miss Scarnetti?
Miss Scarnetti, no.
She would
no.
meet up for the council meeting.
Who?
The
I
crime
don't think.
boss.
I thought you meant Madame Scarlet, because she's dead.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, we could invite Scarnetti, but I mean, she is the
comes
crime
in.
boss.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
we'll basically take her out if she arrives. But
Raphael wouldn't. He's friends with her.
oh, well, we shouldn't invite anyone who is involved with the loyalists whatsoever. So Miss Priestess has been taken off the list. Anyone else?
Well, she's actually not with the Loyalist anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
We could invite the baker to give us some delicious treats during the meeting.
no, yeah, you have to apply to. No.
Okay, the priestess is not with the Loyalist anymore after the plague stopped.
No, but that Laura doesn't trust her yet.
Okay.
So I think this is what we're gonna have here now.
Candle shop maker?
Dark, can you move him there,
Candle shop.
please?
Who?
That's like
Him.
OCD,
There.
like
One sec,
messing
where?
up.
Him.
Yeah.
There. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he has to
Describe.
scribe down things. Yeah.
He's described. He's not officially part of the meeting.
Sagai Drak will be the sort of effective leader of the watch
Whoa. Oh.
currently, because Ballard is out doing stuff a lot of times with Laurel. Laurel's sort of keeping him around, personal bodyguard and friend. Moonseer. What does he really do? He's wise.
He's a court
count
wizard,
the people.
generally. Or magistrate.
Yeah, he can take care of some of that. Scribes things down. Sebastian, that's like the guy who talks to the common people.
Yeah, he's the face man.
He's the guy who goes and says the government has lowered the taxes to help us all get back on our feet. Woo! And everyone's like, "Yay, Sebastian, you're
He's
so
the
great.
PA operator.
Government is so awesome." Yeah. The master of the lash. I don't remember what the good name for it is.
I think it was like counselor or something. Just written out.
It was counselor, yeah. Or yeah.
And we basically all don't really have. I mean, we're just council members
We have counselor of the people.
and judges. Also judges now.
Yes, all of you are judge and jury.
Ballard's
can
like a
in-
real hard ass
Others
judge.
can as
It's
well,
like
except for Jeffrey Elderson. He's just the scribe. He's not actually a council member.
We can invite Calendor and Valendor.
No, I think they're okay.
They say they're not willing to leave the building.
So it's a case of Bollard being the judge. Instead of a gavel, he just uses his hammer.
yeah, you need to get like a special, like you know how they bang the gavel on like that special raised piece of desk.
Yeah,
We need
that
to make
needs
that
to be
out
iron.
of steel for
Yeah.
mine. Clang, clang, clang. Order in the court.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What happened to our envoy that we inherited from?
Oh, we sent him away, didn't we?
The
Really?
envoy?
We
Yeah,
sent him.
Laurel said that they were very interested in actually making gunpowder and stuff.
Mhm.
However, they would have to send like an expert to actually teach people how to make gunpowder safely.
Which will take a few months.
And they were like, "Oh, that sounds great. It'll take a few months before I come back, though." And I'm like, "Okay." you.
Well, great.
Yeah. So maybe at some point we can make gunpowder in like factory stuff.
One
Oh, yeah.
Laura would
And
like,
then we can
you know,
produce arcane.
he had a
cannons.
dream where he saw like the black smoke coming from the north side with like industry quarter with all like machines and alchemy and stuff.
It's gonna be the
Well,
clockwork
it
order.
kind of
He'll be
reminds.
okay. He'll be okay with that, like clockwork guards.
Guys,
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me that there are black powder in the forest. I think it was.
Forest.
Well, didn't
What?
you say that, Marcus? Dark.
Is it like a
last
black
last
powder
time,
Can
mine?
we equate those two together in your
during the
mind now?
during the downtime, it was mentioned the fact that apparently that mercenaries had been sent into the forest to
Yeah.
the south because there's been known to be gunpowder in there.
Yeah. Those
like
the
like a
the
big-
black arrow has been sent into the forest
Mm,
by
Let's not-
the stepmom.
What is black powder doing in the forest?
probably
know.
like a secret storage place.
Yeah,
Ask Robin
Either
Hood.
that or that's where they
I don't
mine
know, but
Like
that's
raiding
Mine
military
black powder.
storages.
that's what the her stepmom said, and the stepmother And the Black Arrow is looking for, at
If we
least.
find any concrete evidence, I think we should go take it out from them. But
Does Zoe still have the letter from
that lady
Carleon?
said she would be willing to buy black powder if we had
You
it.
do have the
so.
you do have the letter.
I really know what she would want to do with all that black powder, but she's probably not going to go up the poor quarter. So
Does she still have the paper she got from?
Yeah, you have the papers.
well,
Oh,
I suppose
cool.
count.
Then that's
count-
where it also is, isn't it? Also the black powder, where it says what the black powder is.
Yeah, it mentions in there the fact they've been sent off to collect black powder.
She'll definitely share this with the group. Show the paper.
I suppose everyone sort of comes in and sits down. Laurel opens the meeting, saying, "So it's been a month. It's time to have the monthly meeting. I think. Good to see everyone arrived. Everyone."
Riff gives a small smile.
He looks around. He's tired as always, even though he doesn't need to sleep much. He's the kind of person that when he needs 2 hours of sleep, he only gets like 1. So, I'm not really sure how these go, but does anyone have anything they want to bring up? Any issues the council should hear?
Marlon Moonseer, he stands from his setting. Very well. If we wish to get straight into this, some of the things that require really our attention is, as presented before, the economy here is having real trouble staying an economy. Without being able to do trade to the outside and limited resources in here, the district is dying effectively. We need to get the blockade down as soon as possible.
Yes, as you know, all of you, the Guard have been sent out on raids with Cure to try to save as many of these people as possible. We've been trying to push them against the cultist quarter, really. And sort of make this part of the city as safe as possible and contain them to a smaller area. The loyalists right now have been requisitioned to actually keep all the infected, sort of pushing them in a ring close to the cultist area, while the guards slowly advance and make the city safe for everyone. It'll take a little longer, but we need to deal with these cultists regardless before the blockade will be disappeared. It is, however, a top priority.
Yes, I have been doing some investigation on how many people are infected and dead. He hands around a paper. As you see, while the casualties have been high, the infection rate is far too high for them to even consider lowering the blockade right now. It would need to be lowered very significantly.
Or not. As long as we keep new people from being infected and take out some here and there, it'll be done eventually. Hopefully, with the construction projects I've started, that should give people enough money to spend on food and the like to keep local businesses going.
And it will also keep their minds off the infection.
Yes.
He takes a seat again.
All looks around. Anyone else got some concerns?
Sergi Drac will raise himself.
Mm-hmm.
I have been doing efforts with all the guards' forces as well as your loyalist mercenaries. And as it seems, right now the cultists have been mostly contained, though we had about 5 different incidents of raids that have happened by them into different sections of the city. Some of them causing just plain chaos and destruction, other times them taking people. We've successfully managed to stop 2 of these, but the 3 others they managed to get away with.
Very well.
The numbers don't seem great, however. It just seems like they're very resilient.
You're putting the militia, he looks at Sebastian, to good watch then.
The militia has been put to quite a use around the city, keeping defences up in the civilian areas. Other than that, we've also been having the cure produced at a rather large rate.
Well, that's good. It's good.
We can only produce it so fast, however. We have a limited supply of ingredients.
Well, not. Yes, of course.
Ballard speaks up to Sergei Drac and says, a couple questions, Sergei. Is it possible to, if you look at where they've attacked so far, to determine their next targets with the raids, or is it completely random?
I have not found a pattern in it myself. You, of course, can try and determine some form of pattern.
No, that's quite all right. I trust in you. If you say that there's no pattern, then they must be doing it randomly. Additionally, have you discovered where they are coming out from? Are they just wandering through the streets to their targets, or do they have a secret passageway system?
Sometimes they blindly charge through the blockades. Other times they find alternate routes, most notably the sewers.
Yes, that's to be expected.
We also managed to find how they got into the. We also managed to find the exact entrance they used to get into the district hall. They had burned a hole through the sewer entrance to allow air to flow easily in and out of the basement. That has been sealed, so it'll be impossible for them to burn through again.
I guess it could be a good plan to leave a couple of your guards in the sewers on watch to make sure there's no intrusions. Although I don't envy the man who gets that post.
Also, the sewers are far too sprawling. You'd need far more people in the sewers than you would, at least on the surface. Because on the surface, at least people can see a large distance. Down there, you cannot.
They're vast and dark, and our people are untrained for that environment. They would be easy targets.
It's an absolute maze, and we have very limited in the way of maps as well. We only have a few copies at most.
It seems that we must strike at their heart. And if there are not many, then I think it's something we should do.
Ballard grins.
Raphael nods to this, says, yes, I do believe they are right. These people are provenly very dangerous, quite bloodthirsty as well. They are preying on normal people. I do not think the guard, no offense meant, of course, friend Drac. He sort of pats the man gently on the shoulder, despite him scowling.
He's making that face as he is on his hook when you do that. Ah!
You're a loose cannon, Raphael. Then he says, I wouldn't want to send in the honest and friendly guardsmen to face such evil. They are good to keep the peace on the streets, but for this, yes, I do think we need to send our best. That is Raphael, of course. He smiles.
Well, then that is decided. Sebastian, how are the people taking the changes going on?
It has been an interesting struggle. The lowering of the taxes certainly helped the arguments to keep peace together, but it is not a simple process to change government. The new laws have been particularly tricky to ensure are fully implemented with everyone, but it is going in its way.
That's good, good.
Overall, I don't believe it will cause any major issues, though I'll keep an eye on it nonetheless.
It's good to have you with us. We have still some products in the treasury. If anyone can find any good projects that would require such funds, please do speak up. Now or along the next month, so that we can prepare for the next council meeting. We do have funds. It seems that the mayor, old Lord Mayor, was trying to funnel these into his personal coffers. But since they are here, we might as well use them for something good and productive. I have put up the building projects to make sure everyone has something to do, some way to earn their living, for now at least, and that it will improve security in the long run. Similar projects will be welcome.
Raphael nods and says, well, the western parts of the quarter where the cultists are holed up are quite dilapidated, I should think. Rebuilding that after we have cleaned them out should be a monumental project, requiring quite the amount of funds, I should think.
Yes, perhaps even just scavenging them and taking down the old destroyed building and taking out what we can use from them would be a way to spend some of this money, paying some unemployed people to do these projects. would clean it up and bring us useful materials for other projects as well, in addition to creating jobs.
Indeed. Also rebuilding much of the old city guard. Bring out outpost watchtowers and guard stations over the quarter. As was already mentioned by our our good friend Sebastian, laws are all well and good, but we need to enforce them. If the people cannot report to a guard, well, then the laws are worthless. So spreading guard towers and guard stations around the quarter, the more we sort of take hold, seems to be a good idea if we want to actually enforce these new rules.
Yes, indeed. How do we know about the number of people we have here? Well, I suppose once this is all over and when the plague is ended, we will be able to see if we can house everyone with the buildings that are left.
No, Lance. I should think that we, as sad as it is, are starting, are going to have fewer people than we started with once all of this is over. The plague has been quite harsh.
We have begun repurposing some of the newly recaptured buildings. Those that are still in good use, of course, if someone owns it, they get it back. However, if the owner is dead or unaccounted for, we have allowed other families to move in. Those with children first, of course. We want as few people in squalor camps as possible.
Agreed.
So it looks at Laurel. I have a very big house. I can house families in my house until they have a place to be.
Well, not. It needs to be more permanent than that, though. We do have a place for them to stay. It's a place for them to settle down. That is needed.
So we'll look at the group. Also, I have a question for everyone. Have any of you heard of a mercenary group called the Black Arrow?
Ballard may have.
Riff kind of chuckles and gestures towards Raphael.
Should I do a profession soldier? Because any soldier worth his medal will know the names of the various mercenary groups.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but sure.
Laurel doesn't know.
Well, Riff
Well,
does.
I recognise it.
What does Ballard know about the Black Arrows?
Well, the Black Arrows are a interesting mercenary group to say the least. While themselves, they are a mercenary group famed for their martial prowess. They themselves are also known for their brutality. There has been many reports out of their group of civilian casualties in the past.
So they're the complete the job without caring what's in the way kind of guys?
Yes, they are highly effective and have rather steep rates.
Well, that's bad news.
Though
Yes.
on the other, they're often hired though mainly due to the fact that they leave no witnesses.
That's even more bad news.
Ballard will relay this information.
You also know of their headquarters. It's in the open section of the forum quarter.
So look at the group. Well, that's very disturbing news, because I don't know if she has explained everything that has happened. We just say she has, shall we?
Sure.
Because I really don't know what these mercenaries want. Or what my stepmother wants with these mercenaries.
You said that they were going to get gunpowder, right?
In the forest, yes.
That could be
But
something terrible for them to possess if they have a mission that would require it.
Or not. What is something worth noting is that most houses in this place is made primarily of wood. A fire could be more devastating than a plague. If only it wasn't so damp, beloved.
Raphael sort of furrows his brow a bit and says, but why do we think that they would use, why do we think they would actually invade the quarter? That would be tantamount to a civil war in the city. The Empress would surely not just sit idly by and look upon something like that, would she?
She said idly by when the plague was here.
Not only that, it was declared a quarantine zone. I'm not sure about how this all works. So he looks around. However, I think in much we are supposed to take care of ourselves as best as we can. We cannot openly act against others, but if a mercenary group hired by some unknown force were to make problems, I don't think efforts would be made to trace it back. If we could trace it back, that would of course be detrimental to whoever sent them.
I am just nervous that these mercenaries are hired because of me. Being that my father is is not in the city anymore for at least 2 months, and I'm nervous that these mercenaries are gonna come after me, because if they leave no witnesses, it means it will be a problem for everyone.
I don't think he would hire an entire mercenary band to attack you.